All right, we are live. Good afternoon. What is going on, game changers? Sorry, we are a little bit late here on the live stream. We had some technical difficulties. There were some softwares that had to restart, and we are live now. So, today we have a really cool training that we are going to go through. Today, we are going through how to build out a 100K per month marketing plan. So, when we are building out a marketing plan, marketing obviously is the lifeblood of a business. It is the lifeblood of business. We cannot get to 100K per month without a consistent, predictable marketing plan that brings in leads consistently every single day. Do you guys agree? For those of you who are watching live, comment live in the chat below. Would love to see who is on. Comment live, comment where you're tuning in from. I would love to see who is on here, and that way I know who's on, where you guys tuning in from. So if you're watching live right now, comment live in the comment section, and that way we know who's on, who's participating. So when we're building out a marketing plan, we have to understand a couple of foundational principles before we actually build out the marketing plan. Number one principle that we need to understand is we have to understand that marketing is an investment. So when we are investing into our marketing machine, we have to understand that marketing is an investment. With any investment any investment vehicle that we are putting money into, there is going to be a cash conversion cycle with that, meaning the time that it takes in order for us to receive a full return on investment from the money that we invested into this vehicle. So that's the first thing that we have to understand about marketing. Marketing is an investment vehicle. It's an investment vehicle in order to grow our business. Now, I believe that marketing is the absolute best investment vehicle that we can put our money into. Why? Because if we put our money into marketing, the lowest ROI that I would expect to get from our marketing investment is a 400% to 500% return on marketing spend, return on investment. Typically, we get a 400 to 500% return on investment within 90 days. Within 90 days, meaning if we put $10,000 into this marketing machine, we should get $40,000 to $50,000 back from that marketing investment. Now, we're real estate investors here. There is not a single house that you are going to put $10,000 into and get $40,000 to $50,000 back in 90 days, 120 days. It's not going to happen. Marketing, though, we can get those kind of returns. Marketing is an incredible investment, but we have to view it like an investment. And so because it's an investment, we are willing to put money in to this machine because we know it's going to come back. Because I see one of the common mistakes that holds a lot of wholesalers, flippers back is they aren't willing to actually spend money on marketing in order to grow the business. The people who are willing to spend money on marketing usually end up growing a lot faster. And I'm going to show you exactly why that is and how we can actually predictably build a marketing system that will bring in deals consistently to the tune of $100,000 or more per month. But if we don't understand that marketing is an investment vehicle, then we won't be willing to do what's required to get the returns that we're looking for from our marketing machine. So that's the first thing that we have to understand. Now, the next thing that we have to understand before we actually build out our marketing plan is we have to understand what is our average profit per deal. Now, if you've been doing this business, I don't care if you've got one deal closed under your belt or if you've closed 100 deals or 100 deals per year, you have to understand what your average profit per deal is. So your average profit per deal, if you look at however many deals you've closed this year, divided by how much, or the amount of revenue that you brought in this year, divided by the number of deals that you have closed, that'll give you your average profit per deal this year. If you want to look at lifetime average profit per deal, you will look at how much revenue you've brought in from your real estate transactions over the course of your lifetime and how many deals have you closed. That'll give you your average profit per deal. Now, I'm going to show you why that is important, because when we're building out a marketing plan to get us a target outcome, let's say that target outcome is $100,000 per month. Well, we have to know how many deals we want that marketing machine to produce. We have to be strategic with everything that we do when it comes to building out a marketing plan. So if we don't have clarity on how many deals we need to bring in order to hit 100K per month, then we're flying blind and we're throwing mud against the wall. So we've got to figure out how many deals do we need to close in order to bring in $100,000 per month. Are you guys following me? Is this making sense so far to everybody who's watching? Comment in the chat if this is making sense so far. If we want to understand how to build out a 100K per month marketing plan, we first have to have clarity on how many deals we need to close in order to get 100K per month. For instance, if our average profit per deal is $20,000, then we need to close 5 deals in a month in order to get to 100K per month. Very simple math here. But if our average profit per deal is $10,000, we need to close 10 deals in a month in order to get to 100K. So it's a lot easier to close 5 deals than it is to close 10 deals. Would you guys agree? For those of you who are watching, would you agree that it's easier to close five deals than it is to close 10 deals? And this is where we can develop and hone our skill sets on the sales side, on the acquisitions and disposition side, that will allow us to increase that average profit per deal. That is a different training. We've got different training around how we can increase our average profit per deal, increase the profit margins we make on every transaction. But the higher that average profit per deal, the less deals we have to close in order to get to our revenue goals. So with that being said, each marketing channel, now this is a principle that I haven't seen taught a lot, and it's interesting to me. But one of the things that is really important to know when we're building out a holistic marketing plan is that each marketing channel that we use is going to have a point of diminishing return. It's going to have a ceiling as to how many deals you can do per month for each marketing channel that you're using. So for cold calling in a geographical area, so if you're operating in, let's just say Pensacola, Florida. If you're operating in Pensacola, Florida, there's only so many deals that you can do per month with one marketing channel. So with cold calling, you have a threshold, you have a ceiling as to how many deals you can do per month from cold calling specifically in that market that you're operating in. So if it's Pensacola, Florida, because that's a finite area, there's only a certain number of people that you can pull for lists that you would even want to target with cold calling. So we have to know that there's going to be a cap, and our goal is to really maximize each marketing channel that we're using. And we have to understand about how many deals we can pull in each market that we're operating in with each marketing channel that we're using. So it's not I see so many people just spinning their wheels because they're just using cold calling, they're just using texting, they're doing agent outreach, and they get stuck and they experience inconsistent deal flow because what they're experiencing is the natural undulation that naturally occurs with every single marketing channel. So not only is there a ceiling for every marketing channel, there is also natural undulation. So what true marketing looks like, what true deal flow looks like, if you're using cold calling, for instance, it doesn't look like 4 deals per month every single month across the board. What it looks like typically is 4 deals this month, 2 deals the next month, 3 deals this month, 5 deals that month, 2 deals this month. There's a natural undulation. So if you have one marketing channel, you're going to experience more ups and downs than somebody who's got 4 marketing channels. So when we're building out a holistic marketing plan, we want to have a multi-channel approach so that we have consistency and stability with our lead and deal flow. Is this making sense to you guys? if you have one marketing channel, not only is that a single point of failure, a single point of failure means that your whole business, your entire business, all of your revenue is resting on one source. Meaning if that source goes down, if cold calling goes down, boom, your whole business goes down. That is very, very unstable. We don't want to be in that position. We want to stabilize the business. We want to build in layers of security for our business so that we have predictability and consistency. Well, the way that we build layers of security in is we have multiple marketing channels that we're using to consistently bring in deals every single month. So if one marketing channel dips, let's say cold calling, instead of getting 4 contracts this month, we got 2. Well, with direct mail, instead of getting 2 contracts last month, we actually got 4. So now we're even, we're stable, we're consistent across the board. And I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. I've got a really cool tool that I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to make it available for you guys. And this tool is something that I use with our private clients that we help scale to 100K per month. I'm going to make it available to you guys for free today. And this is something that I literally use inside of my companies. And it's how we have clarity and how we actually end up building out a marketing plan to get to $100,000 or more in our business. Whatever your target is, whatever your target revenue, whatever your target deal flow is per month, you can use this tool to basically predict down to a T exactly what you need to execute on the marketing side in order to hit that goal. So for those of you who are watching, are you ready to see this tool? Everybody ready to dive in and learn how to actually use this type of tool to build out a $100,000 per month marketing plan? All right, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen now. Hopefully this comes across okay. So comment in the chat if you can see my screen here. You should see a spreadsheet that is on the screen here. Can everybody see that spreadsheet? Comment in the chat if you can see the spreadsheet here. All right, so on this spreadsheet, what I'm showing here is is a spreadsheet that we use to plan out our marketing campaigns. So with our marketing campaigns, we have a multi-channel marketing approach. So that means I use a combination of both inbound and outbound marketing. So with the inbound marketing channel, so that is direct mail, that's pay-per-lead, that's PPC, that's SEO, that's radio advertising. Now, I don't have every single marketing channel that I use on this spreadsheet. You know, this is more of a tool as a gift for you guys, but you can put any marketing channel that you want, and you can follow the same principles for any marketing channel that you're using. And you can use this spreadsheet. I'm going to tell you guys how you can get access to this, but you can use this spreadsheet and you can customize it however you want to. So you can also add whatever marketing channels you want to add to this. But these are some core marketing channels that basically you can get some really high deal flow with, and you can get a lot of consistency and predictability as well in your deal flow with these marketing channels. So with my business and with the clients that I coach to $100,000 per month and beyond, typically, if somebody wants to get to $100,000 per month, they're going to want to have 3 to 4 consistent marketing channels. Now, this is if you're operating in some markets where you're in like just Pensacola. You know, if the fewer markets that you are in, the more marketing channels you will need to use in order to maintain high deal volume. The reason why is because what we talked about, each marketing channel is going to have a threshold, a ceiling of how many deals you can bring in per month from that marketing channel. So if you are in a smaller market, you're going to have to use more marketing channels in order to maintain higher deal flow. If you're in a larger market, you can use fewer channels. I still like to have 3 or 4 different marketing channels just because I want security and I want to have the layers of security built into my business. I don't want to have my business in a place where it's a high risk of having one of my marketing channels dip. I want to have those layers of security built in to where I know for sure I'm going to have predictable lead flow. So here's the way that we use this sheet to get that predictability. So if you look up here at the top, we've got target revenue and we've got average profit per deal. So if you see this yellow, so the yellow boxes here are the ones that are customizable. These are the metrics that we actually see inside of the company. So these are the ones that are variable. This is going to be dependent on your metrics inside of your company. Now, in my company, we're typically about 50 leads per contract with our cold calling. So this is the cold calling channel. I'm going to go through cold calling first, and then I'll give you a couple of other example marketing channels of how we get predictability with our lead flow and our deal flow. So what we do, this is how we build out a marketing plan to get to 100K per month. We start with the end in mind. How much revenue do I want to bring in from this marketing channel specifically? How many deals do I want to close from this marketing channel specifically? I don't say I want to bring in $100,000 per month and then we just do whatever with all of our marketing channels. I don't operate that way. I'm specific. I have a goal, target number of deals, and target revenue for each marketing channel that I'm using. Each marketing channel has its own goal. So this is part of what creates that predictability and the consistency, is because I'm not just dependent on one. I actually have 4 marketing channels going, and I have a target for each one of those channels. So with cold calling, for instance, let's say I wanted to build a $100,000 per month marketing plan, and I want to bring in $40,000 from cold calling, and I have an average profit per deal of $20,000. Now, if you are using this type of spreadsheet, you're going to have to put your own metrics inside of the spreadsheet. And I'm just using vanity metrics right now. I'm not using actual numbers. I'm just using an example. I'm using example metrics. So if your average profit per deal is $20,000, you're going to need to close 2 deals in order to hit 40,000. If your contract to close rate, because we have to take this into consideration when building out a marketing plan, your contract to close rate is how many contracts do you get versus how many actually make it to the closing table. I know very few companies that have 100% contract to close rate. So you got to take your contract to close rate into consideration. Let's just say it's 75%. That's a fairly average contract to close rate. So in this instance, this person would need, we would need 3 contracts in order to close 2 deals in order to bring in $40,000 of revenue. So in order to get 3 contracts, I know that in my company, we are about 50 cold call leads to get 1 contract. 50 cold call leads to get 1 contract. So that means I need 150 leads per month in order to get 3 seller contracts from cold calling. That means I need 7 leads per day. And in the month of August, there are 23 working days. So how do we know the working days? We look at how many days Monday through Friday land in the month of August. So all of the days Monday through Friday, how many land in the month of August? Well, there's 23 of those in the month of August, 23 working days. So we're going to go 23. And my cold calling agents typically produce about 2 leads per day conservatively. Sometimes they're between 2 and 3 leads per day, but I want to err on the conservative side. So I know that with my cold calling agents, they typically produce 2 to 3 leads per day consistently. So I'm going to err on the conservative side because I'd rather err on the conservative side and bring in more leads than necessary than bring in fewer leads than necessary. So I'm going to aim for 2 leads per day per agent, which is conservative for my team, for my company. So that means that I'm going to need 4 cold calling agents, 4 full-time cold calling agents in order to bring in 3 seller contracts in order to bring in 2 closed deals. Are you guys tracking? Do you see how we came to this conclusion? Now we can enter in the cost per hour. Let's just say your cost per hour is $750 per hour. Pretty good cost per hour. That means it's $1,300 per month per agent. And that means typically we need 10,000 records per cold calling agent per month. So we need 40,000 records. My skip tracing company, typically about 10 cents per record at that volume. Data cost, maybe $2,400. Skip tracing plus data cost about $3,200. Total agent cost is $5,500 for 4 cold calling agents. Total monthly cost, $8,700. Cost per deal, $4,300. Estimated ROI would be 459% with this example. So if all of these numbers were true, that's what we would do. And with that, I would be happy because we're above a 4x ROI. We're above a 400% ROI, and I can scale that. I can go from 4 cold callers to 6 cold callers to 8 cold callers very easily because I have a cold calling center that I literally, when I need new cold calling reps, I plug them in. So it's completely automated. If you need cold calling agents, just comment in the chat, cold callers, and I can send you the source that I use. That's literally plug and play. It's all done for you. We produce 2 to 3 leads per day per agent. So it's a fantastic source. But that's how we would do it for cold calling. Now, that's $40,000. That's not going to get me $100,000 that I need. So I've got other marketing channels. Now, I could look at this and I could say, well, what if I want to get 60,000? I could bump that up. I need to close 3 deals. I'm going to need probably 4 seller contracts. I'm probably going to need, if we were to do that, I can adjust these numbers. I can say 60, and I'm going to need 5 cold calling agents in order to do that. So I need 5 cold calling agents dialing 23 working days. They're going to dial 8 hours per day. They're going to produce 2 leads per agent. That's 200 leads per month. At 50 leads per contract, that should be 4 seller contracts. That should be 3 closed deals. That's how we get the predictability. All right, so let's leave it at 40,000. Now I'm going to need another $60,000 from my other marketing channels that I'm going to shoot for. So let's look at SMS. If you're doing cold calling, I'm just going to share this for everybody. If you're doing cold calling, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you also do SMS. The reason why is because if you look at cold calling and you look at SMS, the skip tracing and the data cost is an expense that you're going to have for both marketing channels. Now, if you're just using cold calling, that expense is just tied to one marketing channel. But if you do cold calling and texting, now you have a shared expense between 2 marketing channels. You can use that same data between both of those marketing channels. And so it spreads the cost across 2 marketing channels, and you typically do not get a diminishing return if you're texting and cold calling the same list. You can text the same list that you cold call without seeing a diminishing return. I personally text every single list that we're cold calling. We text them, we cold call them at the same time, and it does not affect the performance. I've tested this over and over again. I assure you, if you're doing cold calling, you will see a significantly higher return on total marketing spend if you do texting as well. So let's look at SMS. Let's say we want to bring in $40,000 from SMS. Well, we're going to stick with $20,000 average profit per deal. Same thing. We need 2 closed deals. We need 3 seller contracts. Now, we got to look at how many texts do we need to send in order to get 1 contract? How many SMS messages do we need to send to get 1 contract? Well, if you are brand new to texting, you may be at 25,000 texts to get 1 contract. Now, typically, it takes about 2,500 text messages per day per agent. That's about how many agents you can use, that's about how many text messages one full-time texting agent can use. So what we need to look at is how many text messages will we need to send per month in order to get 3 contracts. Well, we need to send 75,000 text messages per month. So 75,000 text messages per month. If it's 2,500 texts per day, and we've got 21 working days, that's 52,000 text messages for one agent. So we're going to need 2 SMS agents in order to hit that target. So 2 SMS agents should be able to hit 75,000 texts in a month, and around $7.50 for the SMS agents. That's $12.60 cost per agent. And again, the skip tracing, the data, we added up, and again, we're at about 474% ROI. It's totally acceptable. Now, we can always improve these numbers, but we have to have a baseline. We've got to have a baseline. We've got to have a starting point that we are measuring from. So if 25,000 texts per contract is where you're at right now, that's totally fine. But if we can improve our SMS agent skills, if we can improve our acquisition skills, we can bring this down, let's say from 25,000 texts per contract to 15,000 texts per contract. Now look what that does to the ROI. That brings the ROI to 520% because we only need 45,000 texts. Probably we would just need 1 SMS agent because 1 SMS agent can do 52,000 texts per month. So that would bring the ROI to 811%. If we could just get our texts per contract from 25,000 texts per contract to 15,000. So if we were to go back here, switch that. So if we were to go here and we were to go back to 25,000, if you're brand new to texting, I would aim for 25,000 texts per contract. If you're brand new, because that's a fairly safe number to bet on. And if you get 25,000 texts per contract, that's a good ROI that that will be scalable, and that's going to be profitable for your business. But we're only at $80,000 in revenue. So we're going to go to direct mail. Direct mail, I am loving direct mail right now. Direct mail has actually been one of our best marketing channels recently in 2023. When I was starting my business, I was able to scale from ground zero to $1.1 million in my very first year wholesaling, and then $2 million per year by the 18-month mark. And from that point forward, never done less than 100K per month. And one of the top channels that I've always used is direct mail. Now, direct mail, there were a couple of years where it was less profitable, but this year in 2023, it has actually been on the uprise as far as one of our top channels that we're using. So I love direct mail. You can hit a list. You can be very targeted with direct mail. Now, let's just say I want to bring in $50,000 from direct mail. $50,000. So I'm going to need 4 contracts in order to bring in $50,000. But if I get 4 contracts, that should be 60. So, you know, we'll go with 60,000. So let's just say 60,000 from direct mail. Now, if we got 60,000 from direct mail, that's going to be basically 140,000. But I'd rather build a plan. If I'm trying to get to 100,000, I'd rather build a plan that would get me 160 or 140,000 than build a plan that would get me right at 100, because I'd rather hedge my results. I'd rather plan that plan to do the level of action that would produce more results. So if I fall short, then my falling short would hit me at 100K per month. Does that make sense, guys? So if I plan for and I build my plan to actually hit, $140,000 in a month, then if I fall short of that, now I should be landing at 100,000 if I fall short, and not 80,000 or 60,000 if I fall short, by building a plan that will just get me to 100K. So that's how we hedge. That's another way that we build in predictability into our company. So let's just say we're trying to get $60,000. Well, that's 3 closed deals That's 4 seller contracts. Now with direct mail, we want to look at how many calls do we get that lead to a deal? How many calls per deal do we get? So let's just say it's 30 calls per deal. Well, we're going to need 120 calls in order to get 4 contracts, in order to close 3 deals. And typical response rate right now in most markets is about 0.5% response rate. So that means if you send out 10,000 postcards, if you send out 10,000 postcards and you get a 0.5% response rate, that should be about 50 calls. 50 calls. So that means that we're going to need to send 24,000 direct mail pieces in order to get 4 contracts in this instance. Mail right now, if you're doing direct mail, if you're doing postcards, you probably are about 46 cents per postcard. So that means that it's about 8,000 postcards per deal. So that means that total direct mail cost would be $11,000. If you include data, total cost is going to be about $13,440. Estimated cost per deal, $4,480. So that's a 446% ROI. And that is how we would build a $100,000 per month marketing plan. So we look at each marketing channel and we reverse engineer exactly what is required with each marketing channel to produce the number of contracts that we want, to produce the number of closed deals that we want, to produce the number of revenue that we're looking for. And we can literally reverse engineer everything. So if we just plug in these yellow metrics on each of the tabs here, and if you're using PPC or a pay-per-lead company, you can use these tabs as well. But basically, you can use this tool to determine exactly what you should be doing for each of your marketing channels in order to get the results that you were looking for. So that's how I produce predictability in my company. I set a target for each one of my marketing channels. I ensure that I have a multi-channel marketing approach, and I'm not relying just on one marketing channel. I have both inbound and outbound marketing channels that I'm utilizing. And when we utilize this approach, it produces more predictability, more consistency than any marketing approach that I've ever taken when we take this specific approach. So if you would like that spreadsheet, comment marketing in the chat if you would like that spreadsheet. So if you would like for my team to send you over that spreadsheet, comment marketing in the chat and my team will send you over that spreadsheet. It's a free gift that I'm giving you guys that you can utilize inside of your business. So if you'd like the spreadsheet, just comment marketing in the chat below. We'll send that over to you and you can utilize that right away. Biggest thing is when you're utilizing that spreadsheet, you want to look at your current metrics inside of your business. You want to look at your current data. You have a baseline right now in your business. You want to use your metrics inside of your company for those yellow tabs inside of that spreadsheet. So use your own metrics. Don't use my metrics. If you have experience, use your own metrics. So also, if you need cold callers, if you need texting agents, specifically cold callers, comment cold callers, and I will send you over my company that we use for cold calling. They are literally plug and play. They are incredible. I have been absolutely thrilled with them, and we produce 2 to 3 leads per day that are actually interested in selling their house, and it's working phenomenally right now for my business. So if you need the cold callers that I actually use in my company, comment cold callers. We'll send that over to you as well. And if you're looking for help scaling your business, you can reach out to us anytime. That's what we help people do. We help people predictably scale their businesses to, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 and beyond. And, literally, like, we have this award right here that we give out to people whenever they hit $100,000 per month. Every quarter we do an event where we hand out this award. We also do trainings every quarter. But it's amazing. We help people install, full business systems from marketing to acquisition systems to teaching people how to wholesale deals on the MLS to how to do novations, the whole shebang. We teach people how to build out every single component that's necessary, how to build out the team in order to get to 100K per month. So if you're interested in having us come alongside you, help you build this business to scale to 100K per month, just comment game changers in the chat, and one of my team members will reach out to you, and we can have a conversation about what it looks like to scale your business up. So, all right, guys, that's all I got today. For those of you who commented in the chat, stay patient. My team will reach out to you over the next day or two and get you those resources. And you guys stay tuned. We're going to start doing these regularly on a weekly basis. So stay tuned for more training on how to build your company to 100K per month and beyond. My goal is to bring you guys tons of free training so that you guys are equipped. And, if you're looking for help, we're here to help you with that as well. So if you want help scaling your business, just comment game changers. One of my team members will reach out to you on how we can help you build to 100K per month and beyond. All right, guys, you have an incredible day. God bless you all. We'll see you next week. See y'all. Bye.